living under a rock. Other than that, like I'm trying to, I'm adapting, not making any excuses, trying to get better every day. With everything I do, not only just the instrument, but just, eating well and
Yeah,
exercise.
you exercise a lot. I see that. I see that.
What's up?
You do a lot of the at-home exercises. I see you doing
Yeah,
stuff.
man. You know what I mean? I've been trying, and I've been saving a buck or two, man, doing that, you know?
Yeah, I'm starting next week. Going back to my buddy's workout space, and I'm also going to be doing some at-home stuff. I've After I had COVID, I stopped working out because I was stopped going to the gym, and then like I don't
Right.
know. Then it was like Christmas, and then it was like eating like the good foods,
Oh,
and
hell yeah, dude.
I was just kind of going with it. But it's time to hone it in. Time
Yeah.
to start working on that beach bod for hopefully we get the fucking
Yeah. Yeah.
hopefully we like I don't know, get to go out next summer and do stuff.
No, hopefully, right?
Um so yeah. So this like this part right here, even though I'm recording it,
Right.
it's not going to be in the show. This is just like the stuff that goes on like the Patreon.
Okay.
Um, so people get to see like, the inside stuff. And yeah, and the people on Patreon, man, they've been really cool. I got 5 patrons, just starting off slow.
Right.
But it's nice. It's for me it's a lot because it's like a whole bunch of work to do extra.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
now in the Patreon, do they pay you to do things like this, or
They
do you?
they so
I've,
one of
I've
the
heard I've
tiers,
heard
yeah,
about
one of the
you.
tiers is getting the extended interviews,
Right.
like this stuff, because initially Holly and I in some of the other episodes we put almost the whole interviews in because it was like good stuff and like Slash's guitar tech, you just kind of don't want to chop that down and stuff. And but we're trying to after like the first 7 episode, like we did 7 episodes so far. This is the 7th
Oh,
episode.
nice, man. Big
Yeah,
seven.
this is the 7th. This is lucky
Big
number
seven.
7.
Hell yeah.
Um, so yeah, and so we're trying to the last couple podcasts they go really long because I don't know. Her and I could just talk. She's really easy to talk to. It's really nice.
Right. Right.
Um, but I don't know. Like we just I would love to have a 2-hour podcast, but I don't know like, when people want it. For right now we're going to try and keep it to as close to an hour as possible.
Right. Right.
Um
Right.
but dude, like you saw me on Loki's podcast, I did
Yeah.
4
Yeah.
hours like no problem. And he had me drinking on that, which I don't really drink. So I was like like I was
Dude,
like spilling
you're
some extra shit.
dude. That was such right.
I was being heart to heart with him. He
Yeah, dude.
fucking hates it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but dude, I'm that guy. When I feel like love and passion for especially for a band, like I fucking tell them I don't give a shit how much I got fired, fucking whatever, like let go, whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking love that dude. And like we'll follow him to the fucking ends of the earth.
Right. Right.
Um, I don't give a shit, and I'll tell it to him fucking real. I did keep some shit tone like tame that I don't tell all of my side of like the fucking not being in Darrow Chemical Company anymore. I don't tell all my side of it.
Right. Right. Well, because I think you either
I mean,
move on, you
you
move
just got to
on.
move forward. You just got to move
Exactly.
forward.
Like you tell me, man. You just gotta look at the windshield, right?
Yeah.
Look at the windshield.
Keep your eyes on the windshield.
Keep your eyes on the
That's what
windshield.
Zero said to me. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I love your story, man. Like you have a really cool story, you know,
I
and
would,
with with the experience too, man. You know what I mean? Like I
it's hard, you know, like
Yeah,
you work so hard. Dude, I feel like I know that I get like the handful of people that care, and this is like the real to real right here.
yeah,
Um, but like, dude, it feels like no one cares. You know, if you imagine my career,
right.
how many people I've come across,
Mhm.
you know, duh. Like I learned how to cherish and love the few that are near and dear. But out of the possible, thousands upon thousands of people that I could have possibly influenced with anything I've done, those thousands upon thousands of people aren't really there. There's only ever really like the tight knit few,
Right,
you
right,
know. Um,
right, right.
so it's hard to ever really feel accomplished. It really is.
I think that's the artist, what do you call it? Achilles heel, right?
Well,
Because that,
only for the artist who hasn't, you know,
even like the most
the artist who hasn't gotten a Grammy, yeah.
yeah,
Like the artist who hasn't gotten a record deal, yeah. Like,
but I think, like I think and it's funny because I was watching this YouTube video on, like, it was a random YouTube video on this guy. He does anime cartoons, and he's a really well-known guy. I forgot his name, but very established, and still, you know, has that anxiety of, oh shit, like what if this is not going to be good, or like the shit I'm gonna put out, people are not gonna like. So that's what I mean by like the
oh, dude,
Achilles
like
heel, man. You know what I mean? Like
I
I I,
lost,
I
right?
feel like doubt's always going to be there. You know what I mean? Like it's just our way of like dealing with it, and it's just the up and down of becoming an artist.
I put out my first album through like TuneCore. Where is it? Over
Yeah,
there. I
yeah.
put
I
out
see it.
my
I
first
see it. It's
album
back
through
there,
through
right next to the
TuneCore,
darkness ascends.
right next to the Darkness Descends, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
both Darkness Descends albums. These are the three Darkness Fest tickets. This is the very first Darkness Fest show ticket, and these two were the 2 days of the CD release for Last of a Dying Breed.
Oh shit, that's
That's my very first ever Dean guitar pick. Like
I
very first ever guitar pick with my name on it. These two right here.
love it. I
The
love it.
Darkness Fest backstage pass, and then it's Another Fallen Soul, and then the album I did with Alex and Zach.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
What's up? I remember you showing that to me, but yeah,
Behind that 916 banner is a like a collage of different like things like board tape from the studio session. Dude, both the engineers that we did Last of a Dying Breed with have passed away. Steve
oh
Boyer and Jason Corsero, and those two guys like worked on some like super iconic albums, like nothing in our genre, nothing in the 7-string metal genre of hardcore breakdown, but
right,
they worked on Clutch, they worked on Soundgarden, they did Black Hole Sun.
hell yeah, dude. Those
Steve
bands are
Boyer did Black Hole Sun,
legendary.
like
Yeah,
um but yeah, they both those guys passed away. So that's like super special. But
shit, rest
like
in peace.
you know, it just all efforts are pennies on the dollar is the issue with the artist career.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
it's really just a few that matter anyway, and that's why I love the whole Patreon thing, because every little bit helps, man, and you'll be surprised, like because I have a hard time like feeling motivated because artist, COVID, stuck in the box, always on the computer working. How
yeah,
easy
yeah, yeah.
is it to just get on the computer and track, right?
Right,
Part of
right.
the reason why I wanted to start the Patreon page is I was like flirting with the idea. I was like, I haven't been working on my second album.
Right.
If someone pays for the tier, I'm gonna have to work on it.
Mm,
I'm gonna feel obligated because, like, for myself, it's really hard because, like, I have so much in my head.
Mhm.
And it's like so much where when I think of any of the 30 songs that I have for the next album,
Mhm.
um, I hear them as completed right there.
Right.
And I know it's gonna be so much work to have it out there, you know, like
Right. Well, you have is the vision, right? The
yeah,
vision.
but I'm also by myself. That's the really hard part is I've always in every band I've ever been in, I've always worked.
You don't have to be by yourself. I mean, you're talking to somebody, that plays the bass and the guitar
I
and
feel you. I feel you. And the situation, but like, so like, I know, but I see you at band practice, you're like it's hard. It's hard because when do you work on that stuff? You work on stuff in the off hours, you know what I mean? Late at night. And it's just, I know. I know.
I'm here,
I
man.
will. I will.
I'm
Listen,
on call away.
this Patreon page is getting me and forcing me to do it. And
Okay.
so
All right.
it's gonna happen.
Do it.
But yeah, dude, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I can talk to you all night, but I don't want to keep you all night.
It's okay, dude. Like I have nowhere to go.
Oh, all
I have no
right.
plans. I have no plans.
I
So
thought you were fucking busy.
no, no, man. I'm good, man. We can, we can shoot the
So
shit. Just do it.
the there I only
I only
sent
say.
I sorry. I got like an echo and it like fucked me up and I had to cough. I only sent you like 3 questions and
Yeah.
I obviously have so much more to talk about, but I just like sending a couple of questions to just get it there. And then if there's anything else you want to expand upon, we can drop that in. Think of any links that you want to talk about, right?
Right.
Any concrete dream
Right.
links. What's
Right.
funny is you're gonna kill me.
Right.
I stuttered there because I almost said visions of the vanished links. I was gonna say it as a joke, and I was like, no,
Oh,
he's not
no.
gonna. He might not think it's a joke. I was
Right.
just gonna try and say it with a deadpan face.
Right. No, dude, it's fine, man. I don't take any offense to that, man.
You still talk to those guys like a lot? Like we've talked
Dude,
about you seeing some of them.
yo, you want to hear something that's funny? Um, so that picture that your son took of us jamming together with, the band? Can I say the name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know, man. I was
I mean, I just said it, right?
right. So yeah, with the real ones, right? Or How You Doing band,
Right.
with Enzo. Um, he messaged me and it was like, holy shit, dude. It's like back, when we were at Streets in 2013. I'm like, yeah, dude. Was it 2013, 12? Around there, right?
I went into Streets in December 1st of 2012.
2012. Okay. I was like a year short.
No, maybe
Or
maybe a
later.
little bit earlier than that. No, it was maybe it was 2000. No, because 2011 I was already in Darkness Descends.
Right.
January 5th of no, it was the other year. It was like
Right.
I did because my first show with Darkness Descends was in January of 2011.
Okay. Okay.
And we had only been in there a few months before that. Cause like what happened was I thought I was gonna split with my wife and I had all my equipment at the house. So I like
Right.
panicked and got a monthly studio and split it with Darkness Descends. Like it was me by myself and then this band.
Right.
And then we merged, but
Yeah, I
but
remember.
and then I wound up
Right. So yeah, so Roberto, hits me up, messaged me on the Instagram. It was like, holy shit, man, you jamming with Dean and Zach and Greg. I'm like, yeah, dude. It's like a reunion in a way, and I think it's so awesome that we're now playing in the same band. You know what I mean?
that's why I personally feel pressure.
Pressure.
Yeah, I personally definitely feel pressure. Because and I don't want to go too
Right. Too
right
deep.
too, but
Yeah.
I want that band to do better than I'm able to express because, like I told you, like all of you
Mhm.
are really important people from my life.
Right.
And I'm scared of that band because all of you are really important people in my life.
Mhm.
The truth be told, man, like I have I could write chapters in a book, chapters plural, about each and every one of you and the experiences that I've had alongside you. Like more so like I grew up with the sister, so like
Right.
there's like background stories, but we had a lot of the same friends growing up, you know what I mean? And yeah, I could write chapters about each of you.
Yeah.
Um and because of that, that's a lot of pressure for
For you.
like I've seen to be honest, like every band that I've been a part of, right? Like I don't know, like some are either I'm a gun for hire or they're not together anymore. So like
Right.
it's almost like the wounded girlfriend syndrome. Like, you know, I'm almost scared of having doing a band because I don't want it to break up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a
Because
little bit of that, man.
I get you, man. No, I understand that. Um, but
But yeah, like that makes it scary because like it's one thing to I've been in a few bands now where like almost nobody knows each other, like really kind of sort of like, and we just like figure it out, you
right.
know? That Static X tour, dude. I didn't know anyone. Like some people, like you get to become family real quick, but there was 30 something people on that tour, you know? I didn't know any of them. They didn't know me. You know, it was good. It was good. And I got along so good there. And that frustrates me because somehow I communicate better with perfect strangers that are, you know, like
I know you're gonna say that.
I communicate better with perfect strangers who are operating on a level in which I want to make the jump to.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when a simple discussion about anything just, I don't know, isn't rectified like logistically and timely, it, I don't know if it's an extra level of like heart palpitation or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
you know, it's the everything. So I don't understand how sometimes things don't work. Yeah, I just don't get it. Like we all just try hard and I just don't understand how sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah, I sometimes do. I feel like I communicate with perfect strangers better
Than people that you actually know.
have that than the people that I could write chapters about my memories with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what is that cuz like, you know,
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an
it could be because I'm used to being around perfect strangers and you know, perfect strangers become friends, but like
all right.
I've been around a lot of strangers. You were once a stranger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. In streets, yeah, for sure. And
Yeah,
then
dude. I've been very fortunate that in the years since I is where I love being a musician. I absolutely I mourn my father every day, right?
mhm,
Every day. Every day it's I told you the other day, every day it's an issue for me. But since the day that my father passed,
mhm,
I have gained so many beautiful people in my life. It's messed up. Dude, my dad passed and in 2013 while I was on my first tour. And think about all the tours I've been able to do since then.
right.
I've met like you know, I've had one-on-ones with hundreds of people that have been joyous, amazing experiences,
Right.
lives touched by me and by them. You know, like
Right.
So like that's kind of some of the stuff that gets through it, for sure.
Right. And then, and also, I mean, you you want, like, this is kind of what you wished for, right? Like, this is something that you put out. I believe in this whole I'm a great believer in the universe, what you put out there, I mean, the law of attraction, right? So,
I just wanted to buy my mom a house.
you want to buy your mom the house.
I swear to God.
But I also, but and in pursuit of that, I think
I
also,
never did, by the way.
okay, but in the pursuit
Not
of,
yet.
in the pursuit of, you also have that. And when we were at Streets at 2012, when I was Vision of the Vanished, I would see you at the studio for the most part, and we had our conversations. And I remember, from what I remember from you, not just,
I'd like to point out that you said you would see me at the studio for the most part, and the reason why is because Zach and I were there
yeah,
6 days a week.
no, I saw you there all the time, and it's
Yeah.
not just through the
I was
not
living there at one point.
yeah, I bet
I was.
you were.
Yeah.
Nice. And then it was not only through your words, but through your actions, man. You know what I mean? Like, I remember you having this notebook and everything. You will write shit down, and what? Yeah, dude. You have the same notebook? Yeah, dude. Oh Jesus, it's in a bin.
It's yeah.
I was gonna say, I look like an amateur to you right now.
This is book 5.
I look like a rookie. Look, this is it's called the base book.
I got some of them too.
Yeah, the composition. I feel like compositions books are a little bit better. I don't know. They seem a little legit to me.
I think we got one in here. I had one.
Okay.
I must be lying. I don't know. I thought I had one. Yeah, it might be over there. Dude, I got tons and tons and tons of stuff. And that's another thing. So these are all like my old poems and stuff from when I was like first starting, kind of before I even really knew how to play guitar. And I started taking my poetry and turning it into music.
But I remember seeing that, not hearing you say it, like seeing it, right? And I know that, that influenced us. That influenced me too. I was like, damn, dude, like that's what I want. You know what I mean? And what do you call that? That's inspiration, right? Like, look at this
Or
guy.
stupidity. It's what I don't know yet. We find out when we have an epitaph, whether it was
Right.
an inspiring move or stupidity.
I mean, look what you sometimes
I may never know, you know what I mean?
Well, I think you're selling yourself short, because you're zooming into what you're doing. I'm looking at you from like out here, right?
Yeah, I look at that too, though. Right? Like,
You know what I mean? Like, you're one of the dudes that I know locally that has traveled with a legit fucking professional band.
and hopefully we'll keep doing it once we get out of this fucking shit.
Amen, bro. Amen to that. But
I do love this digital
yeah.
This digital scene. I do love it.
For some reason, I feel like, I mean, depending on like how many times we do this, but like, for example, I teach, right? Like, I don't teach guitar. I teach science. That's one of the things I do. And I feel like I'm more closer with my kids than I ever was before, because they look at my house and shit, and I'm teaching from my bedroom. I got the dog here named Baxter. I got oh look, this is my kitchen. And so in a way, yeah, I feel like, even though it's from the digital.
You're one of those teachers that does that, though. Like, they also,
yeah,
some teachers, because I watch while I work here at the station, right over there through the door on the other table is my son when he's doing his digital school, and he's got, the big screen hooked up to the Chromebook, and
Yeah.
I gave him all the gadget stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
At one point I was letting him use this, like setup for school, because I was like, dude, you got the big screen, you could have your
Yeah.
reports open, you could do all this, you have the
Yeah.
microphone, whatever.
Yeah.
And teachers hated it because they couldn't see what he was doing when he was on my MacBook.
Really?
They can monitor his Chromebook,
Oh,
but
okay.
they couldn't monitor
Right.
the
Right.
MacBook.
Yeah. I think.
So I let him. I
Yeah. Yeah. I get what you're
took
saying.
away the spaceship.
Like, but the point I'm trying to make is like I
Yeah.
feel like in a way has brought us closer together.
Well, yeah. So that's what I was saying though. Like
Yeah.
some of his teachers though,
Yeah.
they don't feel like, not everyone works for that. I feel like you're seeing that opportunity because you pay attention. So one of the reasons why I really, really wanted to have you on this podcast is because you have taken initiative over and over again. And that is why, and that's one of the things I really wanted to touch on when we do get to these questions is like how you always, you see what has to be done and you are disciplined and you're actively pushing yourself to the point where you're telling me these things that you saw me do, and I'm telling you, I'm seeing you do things better than I could,
Mhm.
like, and that, is the full circle of inspiration. And that's what's most important. And that's why I love being a teacher as well, because I absolutely learn off of my students. And we
Oh,
don't have, actually we do because we have this teacher student relationship over and over, and mentor relationship, like right now I'm leaning on you for mentorship, like,
yeah. 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 Yeah.
and it is what it is, man. Like that's the full circle thing. It's
Right.
being able to learn from those who you teach, and but taking the initiative with your students is, I'm sure that's exactly what you're doing, and that's why you're able to be closer with your kids. Because I'm telling you, half the kids never even have their cameras on in my son's class. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's kids that in my class sometimes don't have their cameras on, and I just have to like push them, like, hey, start your camera up, dude, or come on,
You
let's.
guys use Zoom or use Google Meets?
We use Zoom.
So in the beginning at School of Rock, were the kids doing the reconnecting to you?
Right. Oh, the reconnecting to me? What do you mean? I'm sorry. I don't
So
know.
you can change your name in Zoom,
Oh, I see what you're
and
saying.
they would turn their camera off
Yeah.
and they would change their name to reconnecting ... So you would think they had a bad internet connection.
You know something that I'm glad that you told me that. I haven't experienced that though. I don't
Dude,
think
I did see like a viral video about it,
okay.
about like an entire class doing it
Yeah.
to their teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I actually had like kids in like the summer camp
Yeah.
doing it. Yep.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yep.
Like I got to tell you something though. Like
Kids are smart. Kids are smart.
oh yeah, dude. And it's like, damn, dude, you're able to do this, but you're not able to do my. You're not
I
able
know
to.
you're able to cheat out the system, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
put half that effort into doing the work. I know.
Yeah, dude. It's just like sometimes I put that into the perspective of these students, and and sometimes it catches on, sometimes it doesn't. But we as teachers, we always have to keep on trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. We always got to keep trying. Yeah.
that maybe not everyone has that same model, but
No, I do.
you know what I mean?
I do believe that. I was
Yeah,
putting emphasis on there to
yeah,
express that, you always do, even when it's hard, but yeah, you got to. It's just hard sometimes.
yeah, it is. I find though, like my kids love this. I'm not sure if you know about this. I don't think it's a new feature. I think it's been. I'm not sure when it was implemented, but the breakout room.
Yeah, it's been there. It's been there.
Oh, they love that. Like my students love that,
I
bro.
have to do that with School of Rock. So this Sunday I'm gonna start going in the breakout room and holding
Yeah,
like recording the videos through QuickTime of them performing,
there you go.
like videos to the song and doing playthroughs
That is
and
cool.
evaluating them on how they play. And
Nice. Yeah,
yep, so they play the song on their end plus playing.
yeah.
I just found out about this website where if you have a hardline connection,
Mhm.
you just have to be plugged into an Ethernet cable and it'll work.
Right.
Um, but you can jam with people across long distance, no latency.
No latency whatsoever.
No latency. As long as you're plugged in, you can't use it over Wi-Fi. I forget what it's called. I wrote it down.
Yeah, you got to send, like, when you find that out, please send that over
Yeah,
to me,
it's written down. I have like a thing. I have it saved.
because I think that that's like one of the biggest issues,
Yeah,
is latency.
it's
I remember one one concrete dream practice, when like the whole start of the COVID thing. Are you there?
yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you were frozen. So we it was just Juan, my
Jam Kazam.
Nam Kanzam.
Jam Kazam. JAMKAZAM. Jam Kazam.
Jam Kazam.
Yep. No latency as long as you're hooked up to cable.
That is really good to know.
Yep.
Sam. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
So it's so I was practicing with my drummer Juan, and it was just us two. Like we this was like the whole start of
Of
the
Concrete Dream, because I
that's
am going to post this so that way that people get to know.
yeah. So
One of your band, Concrete Dream.
yeah, so we were having a concrete dream practice, but it was only bass and drums. And we were trying to get JFK, which is our guitar player. His name is John Kennedy, but we call
Back
him.
and to the left.
Yeah. So like we try to get him into like this whole Zoom call, see if he can. We put him through the speakers to see if he can, jam with us, but there was latency. So like we tried, but
So yeah, this Jam Kazam, you could do it.
yeah, with this jam Kazam, that'd be cool. That'd
Yep.
be awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. Dude. So this is just the first part of it. I'm really, really trying to take the initiative here. Obviously, right?
Okay.
We do have to get so creative nowadays. Um, and I've played a lot of shows, and I want to look. I want to try and expand. You know, the other thing is like this internet thing is a musician's like best dream because we when we play clubs like most of the time it's thousands, like not every band is playing arenas, like it's hundreds or at most it's thousands is what I mean, like
Right.
um it's usually hundreds or 100, like
Yeah. Yeah. No.
especially if it's a Tuesday in Arkansas. Like
Right.
how many people do you really expect?
Right.
um but with the internet, um you know i just I play in all these bands because I just wanted to play my guitar and have fun. And I get to do that here, and the one
Yeah.
thing I do love about the lockdown is that I've gotten so much time behind my guitar. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid, you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly. I mean, there. What are you gonna do? If you're not playing any shows. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
And so I like having to be creative because,
Yeah.
dude, people don't realize touring is really hard, like even for the big bands, even, like traveling and like going to sleep and waking up and not knowing what state, city, zip code, or type of, like not knowing where the nearest place that you can take a crap is pretty crazy. It sucks sometimes,
So, sounds like a lot of fun to me.
It's a lot of fun a lot of the time, but
Yeah.
it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy, dude. Zach finally went on tour with this one band, like he's so talented, and I was so excited for him to go on tour with this one band. And they got on tour and like they broke down on the side of the highway for like a week and a half of the 2-week tour in
Holy
Texas.
So how many shows did they get in? Like 3?
Like 2 or
2?
3, man.
Damn.
Like,
Bummer.
yeah, dude, that's hardcore, dude.
I'll be pissed as fuck.
Dude,
That never happened.
listen, here's what I've learned on tour. This is the harsh reality.
Go ahead.
Everybody who wants to tour, I swear to God to you, I've been on, I don't know, 7, 8 tours, something like that. And like 7, 8 like tours, like
Right.
things we would call a tour, not like Weekend Darkness Descend stuff, like um the further you get from home while on tour,
Right.
the more your life falls apart back home. And it's this constant mental battle where you have to realize that everything's going to be okay. But like even the smallest thing gets magnified to the point of, like pure catastrophe. And even the bad stuff happens. My buddy Anthony Barone, the second while he was flying on a plane to Asia, some crazy 20-something hour flight, his dad died and he didn't find out until he got there. Right. And it was like so many hours. It was like the next day.
Damn, dude.
And it took so long to get there that he couldn't even like just turn around and go back and be there in a timely fashion. So we had to just stay on the tour. And like and that's those situations.
I can't even comprehend that, man. Like,
Dude, I bring that up because a lot of dudes I know, like my dad died when I was on my first tour, and I stayed on that tour because it, like I wasn't gonna make sense to not,
right.
and like that shit. It's those scenarios, dude. If you have a bad girlfriend,
Yeah.
and then you go on tour, she's a horrible girlfriend. Like she's the worst girlfriend, right? Like if you have a bad girlfriend, she becomes the worst. Like if you have a good partner, you still have rough times. Like it's like everything gets chipped away at is what I'm trying to say. Like everything becomes harder. It does. It's just for everyone, everywhere. Every band I witnessed, I watch it happen with everyone all the time. Maybe not everyone all the time, but someone all the time is going through pure hell. Someone on that tour is going through the purest of hells.
Right. I guess it's part of the process, huh?
It is totally it's part of the sacrifice.
Part of the sacrifice.
And again, you just use all the good to fucking wipe away the bad.
Right.
You get on stage and you shred and you headbang really hard.
Right.
And it does. It works, but it's hard work. That's like ditch digging touring.
I'm yet to I mean, I've done with Concrete Dream, I've done like mini tours, like tri-state tours, like from Poughkeepsie, rest in peace, the Chance Theater. From that, when we play with POD, and back to Starland Ballroom.
I've never played Starland. You believe that?
Really?
Yep, I never got to play Starland Ballroom.
What?
Yep.
You're lying.
Nope. I've never played on that stage.
Dude,
I worked that venue.
Okay.
With Static X.
Right.
In fact, my son got to meet Zero, right? And I have pictures of my son wearing a Michael Graves shirt from when I worked in that band.
Right.
Holding Zero's guitar with like the Static X symbol on it and like the Static X backstage pass on his leg and his pink hair. And he's just like holding this dude's guitar. It's so cool.
This was awesome, man.
Yeah, and so like, but I never got to play there. I have a super cool like memory that I got to like show my son, like, hey, this is what dad does, kind of deal. But like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nah, dude.
he's
You're
come to a lot of shows, and
yeah.
like,
You're. I was gonna say you're a hero to your son, man. You know what I mean?
he
Like,
loves me a lot, and
dude,
I
I
feel,
see. I saw it in that last practice, man. Like,
bro, I I do everything for him at this point, and that's another thing. Like,
yeah,
right, like my son was younger,
yeah,
and my aunt just went into hospice
yeah.
yesterday, and so she's like, that's it.
Man,
So yeah, so like I'm now like officially like the oldest person in that fucking part of my family tree, and like,
mhm,
and it's just, yeah, it's like with all right, so I went around the country, I battled the inclement weather, like I didn't get robbed, I did all this stuff, I faced all the dangers, and now my son's 13, and like I love
mhm.
playing my guitar for money for lessons or doing the podcast or whatever right here. And after all the time that I've lost, I love that he's right there doing his thing while I'm right here doing my thing. And we kind of get to work on it like a team. Basically, I'm just always yelling at him to do his work. Not always, I don't yell, but like, I'm
Right.
hazing him to get him to do his work all day long.
Pushing him. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the number one thing is education. I don't care. I don't care about anything else. You can do whatever you want after that. I don't care about anything else except for that. That's what we're focusing on. If that's not the number one focus, I don't care about anything else.
Right. I gotta know. That's a good point, man. Yeah, dude. Or something like, if it's not your traditional 4-year college, or like at least be educated in something, right?
Yeah, well, like I've always, like part of the allure of wanting to be a rock star is, going on the road and bringing your family with you. And,
Right.
when he's come to a lot of shows with me, and then I want to, I really want to cherish this time with him.
Mhm.
And then when he's old enough to come with me and do these things, or like he's old enough to come with me if I made Ozzy Osbourne money, but
Right.
I make that Darkness Descends money. So, which is just owing people money, I guess, right? No, but like,
I feel you.
um, well,
Yeah.
no, I'm not even in that band anymore. Officially on my Facebook page, I'm not even an employee of that band anymore.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm I don't know. I just don't talk to anyone really. Like I talk to Zach. We think about stuff, but that's
Right.
one of those things where I have a hard time wanting to push Darkness, because even when we tried to start it up again,
Mhm.
when things weren't working, communication was messed up.
Yeah,
I love those guys.
yeah.
I have dozens of chapters of those few years of being in Darkness Descends with Zach, Chuck, and Angry Jay. I
Right.
have dozens of chapters of beautiful, beautiful memories. The last thing I want to do is like get in a room with them and like everyone start fighting and like taint that shit.
I get it.
So maybe it'll happen one day, but I'm not forcing it because I don't want it.
Right.
I do. I seriously, I want to like, again, to make it in the music industry, to make it on tour, you literally have to be a fighter. Right now, I fucking just want to be a lover. God damn it. I don't want to fucking fight anymore. I just
Just wanna
literally want to play guitar, smile, work hard, have fun,
right.
repeat.
I just wanna hug somebody, right?
I do. I want to hug someone and shred my guitar. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
So,
I'm gonna hug you next time.
thanks.
No
All
problem.
right. So let's get this thing started.
All
since
right.
we're fucking a million hours into this. You know what? Listen, the Patreon supporters, the patrons, they get to see a little bit of an extended inside. So this is good. I like this one.
Yeah, this
This
one's
is
good.
good. See, it's easy to talk to you. This is why I talk to you.
Hell yeah. Likewise.
So yeah, so I'm gonna go through these. Like, I'm just gonna look down and we're just gonna roll through these. Is there anything besides Concrete Dream that you want to talk about?
Let me see.
Like, do you have like a website or anything for your solo stuff? Is there like a SoundCloud? Is there anything?
Yeah. Something I've been really busy with the Concrete Dream stuff, as far as like writing songs and collaborating with the band. But as far as my solo stuff goes, like that's still in the works. So right now, currently, I don't have anything other than my Instagram. But it will be coming out shortly, maybe soon. I can't give a specific date when that would happen, but yeah, that's one of the things I want to do is like release my own solo stuff, and
All right,
yeah, and
I love that,
and show that to the world. Yeah. Yeah, that's still.
Oh, you suck. You have underscores in your name?
Yeah, so it's
I was looking up your Instagram to say, and I was
so
hoping.
for Instagram, it's at Alejandro _ Mena _ So
I'm gonna let you say that shit when it comes time for that.
okay,
all right, yeah, because you definitely should promote that and as well, because that's what you do.
Okay.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me just top off my coffee.
Yeah,
because I'm getting a little sore over here. Wet my whistle.
Do your thing, brother. How was that? How was that whistle?
It's doing great. I got the CIA cup.
Oh shit!
This is an official from the CIA gift shop.
Oh yeah, they have a gift shop.
Yeah,
CIA has a gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, they do.
Nice. I would never thought that would be the last thing.
Yeah, like those little reflective, like official product things. It has that sticker on the bottom.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. My roommate's brother used to be married to this girl who worked in the FBI and then moved to the CIA, or was in the CIA and then moved to the FBI, one or the other.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, they're divorced.
Jesus Christ. Okay, it happens.
Me too. I mean, all right. So I'm gonna get into these. And I'll just introduce you as Alejandro Mena from Concrete Dream.
Right.
Gonna give a brief history about how long I've known you, give you a quick little intro, and I'm gonna shut up and let you say some stuff. Yeah. And then we'll get into the questions.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, everyone. I'm here now with Alejandro Mena from the band Concrete Dream. He's a super, super sick bass player. I've been watching him crush it for, I don't know, the last like 9 years or something like that. I think we were just talking right before this. We've known each other for about 9 years, 10 years, something like that. And yeah, man, I've just been watching you crush it for years. And now we're in a band together too. Jamming with Enzo Amore and Zaki Ali and our buddy Greg Telfayon. But yeah, so how you doing, man? Thanks for being on here.
Wow, man, that's a great intro. Thank you, man. I'm glad to be here, dude. We talked about this for a long time, and I'm glad that we're making it happen. So,
Me too.
The podcast, the band, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're trying to make the best of 2020. I was a firm believer in saying that I wasn't gonna make 2020 my hindsight. You know what I mean? And that's it. I was just gonna look forward. And as you reminded me right before this, I was given a good piece of advice, and it's really good to hear it, splash back in my face after sharing it too. Is got to keep your eyes on the windshield, right? And you can't do that when you're looking in the rearview mirror.
Exactly, dude. Pushing forward.
So I'm super stoked that you came on here. I wanted to ask you a couple things and get your opinion on some stuff because I value your opinion. You have some super awesome pieces of gear. We were making jokes. I made a joke at the last practice that the first rehearsal that we did together after all these years of knowing each other, and then now finally we're in a band together.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Alejandro used to be in this band called Visions of the Vanish, and I used to be in this band called Darkness Descends. And we used to share a rehearsal studio together for years. Like his band would be there, my band would be there. We played tons and tons and tons of shows together. We were New Jersey metal underground brothers.
Hell yeah,
right?
dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and we had such a blast at Dingbats in Clifton, New Jersey, blowing up Van Houten Ave.
Yeah, dude, that was like our home base.
Yeah, there was quite a thriving scene there back in the days when Jose Mangan used to be there from Sirius Satellite Radio. There was some pretty cool times. We had some epic shows there.
Yeah, hell yeah, especially Darkness Fest.
Especially that Darkness Fest thing. It ran for 5 years. We did. I think we did 5 years. I don't know if we did the 5th year or not. I know we did. Yeah, I think we did 5 years of Darkness Fest.
But that was the first one, right? That we did.
Listen, the first one was epic.
Yeah, the first one.
It slowly tapered off from that point on. That's why it didn't go any further. You know what I mean? The scene changed. The scene changed. Everyone was thriving and pushing, and every band was grinding away and selling concert tickets. And then as time went on, those bands were selling less and less concert tickets because the scene was changing. So I've known you as a bass player. I'm reading my questions. I've known you as a bass player forever. But you also play guitar. And you also have some super, super sick and killer vocals. Like, what made you find the bass and then stick to the bass? Like, did you play bass first?
No, actually, I played the guitar first.
Me too.
Yeah, and I was playing by myself.
How old?
Oh, dude, I was 14 years old when that happened. I
was 13.
Oh, you're 13? Wow, look at that. Stars are lining up. So my mother gave me my first guitar, and even before I picked up the guitar, I remember listening to Slipknot, Wait and Bleed, and I was like, yo, what the hell is this? I remember saying that to myself, and
they changed the landscape,
dude. I became a metalhead that day. One of my best friends came, it was one of my best friends from baseball. He came, we went over to my house. He came with the CDs, and put it on, put Wait and Bleed, because that was their debut single. And we just started moshing. I didn't even know moshing was a thing. You know what I mean? It was something like the music just.
We used to put on the tour tape that went alongside that first album, and we would just like rewind back and forth, like back and play, back and play of like Slipknot moshing on stage, and like they were so much energy. And
Holy
dude, they definitely are why they are the band that made me tune down for the very first time.
right,
Because their songs were in drop B.
right.
And so I remember being in, wow, you just sparked a memory back to literally me being in high school with my first band that I ever played my first show with. We
Right.
played in drop B tuning because I tuned my guitar down to drop B to play, to like learn Wait and Bleed or something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Dude,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. And then, you know, and then I picked up a broomstick and I was imagine like
Tom Cruise style.
yeah, dude. Like I would just look right in front of the mirror and pretend that I'm playing the guitar to like a Slipknot track or to a System of a Down track or to a Jimmy Eats World track, to like all these different bands. Like I swear to God,
K-Rock.
yeah, dude, K-Rock. Oh my gosh.
You mean you just put on 92.3 K-Rock and then had an awesome life?
No, no, no. What I mean?
No, because I did. Like, dude, like I
Okay,
grew up
okay,
here, man, and we had that. And like,
yeah,
dude, those bands, like music was I don't know, man.
mm,
All throughout the 90s into 2000,
yeah,
and like the early 2000s, I loved music. And being around here, we had a really great rock station.
yeah,
Like, I think that's part of it. And we also have
yeah,
89.5, man.
yeah.
Not too many
That's for
people
you, man.
have that.
Yeah, yeah. WSOU.
Yeah, dude. And you know it's funny. So like my son,
Mhm.
my son's mom and I were just going over his like pending grades for the report card. One class he has an 89.5. And so I look over at his mom and I
Yeah.
go, that's 973-761 9768. And she goes, that's 973-761 WSOU.
Oh.
like, like it's embedded in us. In
Yeah,
fact,
yeah, yeah,
growing up, my dad
yeah,
always wore Seton Hall Pirates hats, and he didn't listen to he didn't listen to the basketball games. He didn't follow the basketball games. They didn't have a football team. So I was like, Dad, why do you wear Seton Hall hats? He's
yeah.
like, because of the radio station.
Right. It's like a New Jersey thing.
Yeah. You wear Seton Hall Pirates hat because you like pirate radio, not not because you care about the basketball team.
Yeah. You know, so
Yeah.
that's
I
one
have my
of the,
dad's Seton Hall hat in the
oh,
closet.
do you?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's one of the things I want. I never like any band, even now, with Concrete Dream. Um, hopefully soon in the future we'll be on WSOU, man. You
Oh,
know.
dude, all you got to do is call them.
Yeah, we did, but it's fine. It'll be
No, you just keep calling them. You keep calling them. Listen,
right.
Darkness Descends. If there's any rule and law that you can learn from that band,
Yeah.
you can call up Angry Jay right now and ask him, how do you get things in life? You know
Right.
what he's going to tell you?
Good, good. I think I know, but I want to hear you say it.
You ask. That's it. That's how you get things in life. You ask. And you
Right.
just keep asking. That's it. Eventually, they give in. Back in the days when Facebook didn't like
Mm,
halt your posts, and like if
mm,
you had 4,000 friends, your message actually went out to 4,000 walls,
right.
right? We used to spam hardcore, and that's why Darkness, like was semi-successful.
Right.
There was a lot of Malaysian fans that used to
Right.
interact with our Facebook like ridiculous. Like I don't know how that was. But
Yeah.
so like sorry, so you
So yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah,
We
no, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. I
yeah,
talk a lot. I'm Sicilian. It happens. You know what I mean?
I
So,
know.
all right. So
That was
you
yeah.
used to jam out and pretend you were playing guitar and bass to Slipknot songs and
Right.
music of the times when you're around 14 years old, 13 years old ish, right?
Yeah, yeah, dude. And then I was living like I would always hang out in the basement, and I will put these CDs. I'll blast them, and I lived in a Cuban household, where like salsa and like, that was like, the music to listen to because it was part of the culture. And then, all of a sudden, they're hearing metal and they're hearing all this. They're like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, who is this demon?
Who is this? Like, who possessed this kid? You know what I mean? Who, I don't even recognize this child. So, there was
Alex, you're not looking so good.
it's okay, exactly. So, I'm like throwing metal horns up in the air and shit. And what is that? That was just like every day. And then and then my mother was seeing me, my father was seeing me, jamming with the, with the broom and everything. And they were like, something, let's just get this kid a real instrument. Maybe we should get him a guitar.
So what was your first guitar?
So my first guitar was called, you're gonna laugh. It's called a Johnson.
All right, you're slinging your Johnson.
It's called Johnson, dude. I mean, I wish I lied, but I want to,
Was it like a Strat style? Was it like a Les Paul style?
Fender, kind of look to it,
Right. Yeah. And then did you have an amp with that?
I did have an amp with it. It was a Johnson amp.
Oh, Johnson on Johnson.
Johnson on Johnson, man.
Wow, look at that huge Johnson.
Johnson.
Get over here.
Yeah, dude. And I remember, well, you remember when you started jamming out. Like,
so how did you take lessons right away or what?
No, I did not.
No, how did you learn, like, let's say your first chord? Did you get like a book?
There was a thing called guitar tabs at that time.
Yeah, but how did you learn how to read guitar tabs?
I pretty much put two together. So like, all right, there's numbers in there. Those numbers represent something. So maybe it represents these little boxes that are on the on this fretboard thing.
See, when I was like at that, are you older than me or younger than me? You're younger than me, right?
Younger than you, yeah.
I'm gonna be 37 in like a month.
Yeah, I'm 33.
All right, so like when I was like 13 and 14, the internet was still dial up,
right?
And AOL, and so my journey in the tablature world was few and far between because it took 10 years for a page to load that was a whole song.
Right.
But yeah, like I before I learned tabs like that, I wrote out tabs. Like I wrote down like 5th fret before I ever learned any of that, because I had a book. I had like one of those Alfred's music books.
Okay.
And I learned the first thing I learned was a D major chord, and I realized I couldn't move that. And I like kind of gave up on the whole book thing once I found like a power chord, because I realized I could play the power chord everywhere.
Right.
I could play this. I learned this one thing, and it worked pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of playing like this hand twister game that I play nowadays, to get all those sweet sounds.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And so did you have a similar path, I guess, because you were learning songs? So you must have, did you like adapt what the chords were and start to learn that over time? Or was it just only what the tab said?
Well, over time, like not only was I learning the tab set, but like I was also trying to learn it by ear. Like I was trying to figure out like, all right, what is this guitar player playing? Because sometimes they didn't have the guitar tabs for that particular song. And I really
quite often when we were growing up, it was not like today where you can just Google insert name guitar tab and just find 50 versions of it plus professional versions,
Yeah, exactly.
There was no such thing.
No such thing, right? So like I'll try to sound it out, like, and I'll keep on playing it, until I got it to relatively like close to to the song and how the guitar player was playing it. So there was a lot of that. And I was playing at this time, I was playing by myself, and at the same time,
right, as we all
I was playing a lot of baseball. I wanted to become a baseball player.
I could see you being a baseball player.
Yeah.
You are definitely a home run hitter.
Yes.
I could see that. So the second you said that, I was like,
yeah,
for sure, dude.
Yeah, dude. So I was really practicing, like while I was doing that, I was also practicing in the guitar. And I remember I'll bring the guitar with me into the baseball club, right? And I'll just like, yo, guys, we got a game today. And like, I'll play like a System of a Down riff.
Like some sugar.
Like I'll give them Chop Suey, or I'll give them BYOB.
All right, all right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, because those are the later songs. See,
Yeah,
I'm
those are the later
just
songs,
a
right?
few years older, so for me it was Sugar and Spiders.
Oh, Spiders, hell yeah, Spiders.
Yeah, and Marmalade.
Normal, yes, yes, yeah,
Marmalade. They had that on the Strangeland soundtrack.
yeah,
See, so and that was another thing too. I think like movie soundtracks were so awesome back then. Major blockbuster movies had all the rock and metal bands.
yeah, dude.
They had
Hell yeah,
all it was like, dude, it was what was up. Dazed and Confused, I think nailed it first because they were like there was like 3 and 4 Dazed and Confused soundtracks, and there was only no, there was 2, but there was only one movie there, but there was 2 soundtracks because the first one was such a hit, and then all those movies though, like there was that whole horror genre
yeah,
that
dude.
just came right along the 90s into the 2000s
Right.
and just pushed all of that rock and metal music.
Yeah, hell yeah. When you talk about that, I'm thinking about what is it? What's the name of that
Dude,
movie?
Dracula 2000, Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, Queen. Holy yeah, Queen of the
Queen
Damned.
of the Damned, dude. Are
Holy
we kidding? Are we kidding? The
yeah,
Strangeland, The Crow,
yeah,
Lost Highway.
yeah.
Like,
Uh,
dude, these soundtracks were on point.
Insane. Was
Yeah,
Static X?
Howard
Was,
Stern Private Parts.
yeah, was Static X on that album?
Which one?
The Queen of the Damned.
I don't know. I don't know, actually.
But what you're talking about reminds me of like Slipknot being in Resident Evil. Talk Mudvayne being like this is much later. Like being I forgot it was like a ship movie. I forgot what it's called, but
Dude, Marilyn Manson was on House on Haunted Hill. The movie opened on Sweet Dreams, dude.
yeah.
Forget about it. Like,
There was a lot of that going on. Yeah, there was a
yeah,
lot of
and what was cool too is like, so with that music,
yeah.
it was playable, right? You
Mhm.
could figure out that music.
Yeah,
There was that to it. There was that aspect of this music where if you knew these few power chords, you could play to it,
right.
you know?
Right.
For me, my first amp literally was my radio. Um, like a week after I got my first guitar, my 2 uncles made like this cable that went from my guitar into the microphone input of my stereo, and it was like super low volume, but like I naturally did the same thing. I was playing to the stuff on the radio right away, trying to match sounds
Exactly.
because that was my amp, like
Right.
in
Right.
order for it to be on, like it was on the radio.
Right. Right.
Like
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I hear you. I was yeah, because I had these CDs and everything, I was able to like go back and like play it again. But like
So how did you go
yeah,
there to the base? Is
yeah,
that just because you get gunned for hire?
because I was needed.
Me too. So
I was
did you buy your first bass to be in a band?
yeah, pretty much. Like I remember buying my first bass was a 4-string Sound Gear Ibanez.
Mine too. I still have it. One of my students uses it.
Yeah, remember the video of Concrete Dream and me smashing the wall?
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh, was that one the one that was all graffitied up?
yeah.
Why don't you talk about that real quick? That's for the song Contagion, out now, right? On
Yeah,
YouTube.
it's on YouTube. It's on all social platforms, on
I love that
Spotify.
music video so much.
Yeah, dude. Don Capria. He's our man.
I love that music video. Yeah, please check it out, guys. Concrete Dream is the band
Yeah,
that
Concrete.
Alejandro plays for.
Mhm.
It is such a sick video for the song Contagion.
Right.
Awesome, super awesome video.
Thank you, man. And it was a collective effort, and Don Capria
I
had
like the color grading. Like that's where you get me. Like
yeah.
the content is super awesome, and you and I've discussed that I love several of those shots, but The color grading is I just love it. I love this new school of being able to make things look however you want.
Right. Yeah. Don, like, bigs up to Don Caprio because he was the director of it, and he did an amazing job.
So
As
you bought a bass to play in a band.
so that band,
Was that band Visions?
Visions of the Vanished, eventually became Visions of the Vanished. I mean, there was bands even before that. Like we were used to be called. We went through like two
I
names.
think I know of like 2 or 3 of those names.
Where are those?
I can't remember. I'm gonna wait till you say the name.
So before Vision of the Vanished, it became Fact from Fiction.
I definitely knew that. As that's how Jay introduced you guys to me. He was like, these are the guys from Fact from Fiction. And I was like, who the hell is that? I didn't know, because I didn't know. I was like the only guy in the band that didn't know you guys because I was just coming around.
And even before that, it was called Nursery of the Dead.
I did not know that one.
Yeah. That was with Robbie, this kid named Daniel, and Joey.
And then after Visions, what did it become?
Enochian, Enoch.
Yes. See, that's the. See, I did know 3. I couldn't have named him. For sure. But.
So it went through so many goddamn phases. You know what I mean? It was interesting.
As it does.
Yeah. It was definitely an evolution, and it was with the key members. It was with Roberto Miranda. It was with Ernesto Grazzi, who's still currently in. They're not called Enochi anymore. They're called Enochs. They had
semantics.
Yeah.
I know of a band called The Real Descendants of Darkness too.
Oh, really?
All right. So you start off with this first sound gear.
Yeah, sound gear.
What was your first amp?
My first amp was
so you bought this bass to play in a band, so you had to buy a big amp right away?
No, actually, you remember Darren?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he had a Fender Rumble amp. It was like a Fender Rumble amp. And then
those things punch, man. Those things punch.
Yeah.
I've used them for lessons, dude.
Yeah. And
for any rehearsal, they're like more than enough.
Yeah, they're more than enough, right? And
you want more for a show, but they're more than enough.
Yeah, exactly. And what I really liked about it, I mean, it was like the little things sometimes that count. I mean, besides the sound, like when you played, it had like this red highlight.
The red light.
The red light, right? It had the red light, right?
The bass reactive light built inside of it.
Yeah, that was so cool. I thought that was so cool about that amp. And then it went from that to now. I was like, all right, I got to graduate. I got to take I got to take this to the next level.
So, all right, so you started off with the Fender Rumble and then went to what?
I went to a 4x10 MPEG, and I also bought myself an MPEG head.
What MPEG?
SVT 7 Pro.
That seems to be the go-to. Dude, one of my dreams is that I was able to, the mic's blocking it, but I was able to finally, after all these years, get the Ampeg SVT 2 Pro.
Oh,
and
nice.
it's all tubed. It's the 7 is the solid state power amp and tube preamp.
Yeah.
This is all tube, 300 watts.
Yeah, it was too expensive, man, for me.
No, dude, it took me until I was going on the full Michael Graves tour. Like I even bought like a faux pas kind of rig, like last minute to play for Graves for Canada. Like I just bought these Ashdown heads,
right?
Because they were tiny, they were compact. I was able to bring them.
Right.
But yeah, the second tour, I bought this thing like for $600. It had been dropped. And then I put $500 into it like 2 or 3 times since then. So
damn.
Yeah, listen, it's been out of reach my whole life, but this head has been $1,500 as long as I've known. Yeah. I still paid it. I just kind of wound up paying it in installments because of how I went about it. But that was the only way I was able to,
Yeah, yeah. And then something. At that time, I bought it at Guitar Center,
I
and
love, but by the way, I love those SVT sevens. I
yeah,
love those,
yeah,
dude. I've
they're
wanted one
they're
for a minute.
awesome, man. They're awesome.
I wanted to pick up one as like a backup, but then I stopped using this head like live a lot. So,
Mm, mm.
but I was good. That's what I was going to do. I was going to get the 7 as a backup.
Oh, as I said, oh wow, nice. So yeah, I actually paid for that through the
Guitar
guitar.
Center credit card.
There you go, Guitar Center credit card, and
Musicians like best friend is pay, like play while
yeah,
you pay.
yeah, pay while you play, and then it took me 12 months to like pay for it all. But yeah, man, like that was really like an exciting day for me, man, because
Dude, I know, right? So hold on. So like, what did you feel? All right, so you go into Guitar Center.
yeah,
You're playing this Fender Rumble, right? You're playing some shows.
yeah, yeah.
Did you keep that bass with that Ampeg, or did you get another bass, or what?
No, no, I still had the same bass. I
Dude,
still had
good, because those basses rock.
Yeah.
Did you only have one bass, or did you have that and like a backup?
So here's the thing, like I did not have a backup. All I had was the sound gear, and something I didn't really think too much of it. I was like, oh, why do I buy another one? I mean, that was not even the thought. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of course.
Until some shit happens to you during the show, and you're like, yeah, I should
Till
get
you learn the
another.
hard way.
Yeah, yeah, yo. Sometimes that's how you have to learn it, man. You have to learn the shit the hard way so that you can get shit done.
So how excited were you though when you brought that Ampeg home? Like, did you bring it home? Or did you bring it to the rehearsal studio?
Dude, I brought that shit to
Did you
the
bring it on or like a ride around down the block and shit and show it off to your friends? Like, yo, man.
yeah, dude. I flexed a little bit. I was like, yo,
Hell yeah, as you
yeah,
should. As you should. That's a good day.
yeah, it was a great day. And then I was at where we were at. We were at Streets, dude. That's where when I got it.
Oh, all right.
Do you remember that neon sign I had on top of my SVT 7 Pro? It said bass. You don't remember?
I
And,
I
and, then, and then you're like, dude, like, I don't know why you have this thing here because this thing can break.
because it was gonna fall off or something,
Fall
right?
off or something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember.
I remember that. I didn't remember what it was, but I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was just like a neon sign. It was like a beer company, but it was bass. It was called
Oh, right. Bass Ale.
Bass.
Bass Ale,
Yeah,
but
there you
bass.
go. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's
Yes,
So
I
I was
remember.
like, yeah, man, I'm gonna bring this awesome neon light, and every time I play bass, I'm gonna turn it on. So whatever, it was something corny, but whatever. I just
So,
thought,
all right. So then you had that and then you rocked that for a while, right?
yeah, I rocked that for a while, and then what
When
happened?
did you start taking so in the last few years, your rig has been something crazy. So you started off with like a sound gear and a Fender Rumble, and then slowly moved up. And
Right.
now you got some sick stuff, man. You have a Dingwall bass, you have a Kemper,
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
you have I know you were using a Sans amp.
Right. Yeah.
What does your rig consist of now?
Right now, it consists of the dark glass 900-watt head.
Right, right. Which
Um,
head is it? The Omega?
it is the Omega, correct? The Alpha Omega head, and it's 900 watts. It
I
that
want
that
one of those so
yeah,
bad.
yeah, man, they're awesome. It's definitely the modern, I would say the modern day bass sound, especially for metal. But it's very versatile though. Like you get
I wanted to get that for Nita. I wanted to get that head and then the pedal,
yeah, yeah.
the BK7 pedal,
Oh,
and
the
Lauren,
PK7 pedal, right? Yeah.
yeah, and Lauren was gonna hook me up with a deal. I met him at NAM,
Mhm.
and he was gonna hook me up for the Nita Strauss
Who's that?
tour.
Was that the owner, Castro, or
Lauren,
Lauren? Lauren, my bad.
Lauren. Um, I don't know what his last name is. I just know it was Lauren.
Lauren.
Um,
Okay.
but I had just bought this Axe Effects for these Michael Graves shows that I never used because I no longer played in the band. So like I really wanted to buy that, but I couldn't justify not using this thing that I already spent like that same amount of money on, you know?
I know
I was
it's
going to spend double the money of what I had already, you know, like,
right.
and then it would have been cool, but it was like, it
Yeah.
sounds so awesome. I just got to use what I have, you know, like
Well, I have it here, so you can always test it out for yourself, and
well, thank you. And I love the axe effects too. And the other thing is, it's
yeah,
like
that's
being
awesome.
a guitar player at heart, it's really cool to just have my guitar channel right there.
Yeah,
You know, like it's cool to have, you know, guitar
yeah,
bass.
yeah, dude. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah. So I use that, and uh, I run that through a Sans amp, and and that's the
So you
tone.
go bass into the Sans amp and then into the Alpha Omega.
Yeah.
And now when you do that, do you do a mic line out of the Sans amp also?
No, I don't.
You just use the Sans amp as a preamp
Yes,
into the Alpha Omega.
into the Alpha Omega.
And then for sound, are you using a mic or are you using the DI out of the Alpha Omega?
DI.
And are you running a cable or are you running a wireless?
I'm running a wireless
What wireless?
Line 6 G90.
Line 6 G90. So line 6 G90 into the Sans amp, into the Alpha Omega direct
No. I'm sorry.
out.
Sorry. No. So it's line 6. I'm sorry. Line 6 G90 to the. Hold on. To the.
Oh, you have your pedal, your tuner pedal, right?
Yeah, I have my tuner pedal. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I'm running that through my tuner. No.
Oh, the
I'm
tuner
running that.
goes to the tuner out.
No, I'm running that through the line 6 G90 to the dark glass. And then, is it that way? Hold on. Just trying to think. What the hell? I don't remember my setup.
If you run the G90 to the dark glass, right, you'd have to have the Sans amp in the effects loop or something.
Right. Dude,
All right, and so
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
We know these things when they're in front of us. When they're, dude, it's out of sight, out of mind. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
I've been a stage side electrician, you know, my whole life. One of those things like the learning the hard way, you know. So you used to know my big darkness board, right?
Right.
I used to have all these pedals, all the amps. You know, I've always had crazy amounts of amps on stage.
Oh, now I remember. I remember now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go.
It goes from the input into the output of the Sans amp, and then from the Sans amp all into the wireless. Does that make sense?
Sure. I don't know. I'd have to see it. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
think
the Sans amp is all coming on the wireless.
yes.
Oh, I think you just said it, but you said it in reverse. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. I said it in reverse. Right. I did.
Right.
Right. I went from finish to beginning.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. And now and then you also have.
And I also have I have a Kemper. I used to use that. I used to use it live because the Kemper I bought has a built-in power amp, which
Yep.
is 600 watts. But for some reason, I mean, there was nothing defective about it. I just wanted to change up my sound, and I wanted to use that more for the studio. You know, I mean, because
I remember, dude, with Concrete Dream, you were showing up to gigs, and I had people texting me being like, dude, you have got to see Alejandro's setup. Because everyone knows that I'm such like a gear hound, right?
yeah,
And when you started showing up with that Dingwald and the Kemper and like the cabs and stuff, and dude, Zach was calling me up. He's like, bro, you got to check this out. You don't even know. This is like years ago, man. Like when you first started rocking it.
really,
At that one place where they had the Jersey City.
What's that
It was
place?
like I don't know. It was or Laura's art gallery show or something like that.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yes, that was.
I think I was on tour.
Yeah, I think you were on tour, and that was in Sound War Studios, and we were doing an event for Laura's event. I forgot the name of the event. I know it was like a suicide awareness.
Yeah, it was for the URock Foundation, I believe. It was.
Foundation. There you go. There you go.
Yep. Yeah, and there was tons of great people involved in that. So,
Yeah.
how much do you? It's been a pretty expensive journey, right? From beginning of bass to the rig that you have now, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It has.
Do you think that you upgraded your equipment on schedule, or do you think you preempted with some of your equipment? Do you think that having certain equipment pushed you to want to do bigger things, or what?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Pushing to do bigger things, and I don't like to think of it as I got this equipment, whether I got it at the right time or, I should have done this like sooner rather than like later. I just look at it as, hey, I bought this thing. This is what I wanted. I'm going to be contributing to the sound, to our band. And
You feel that your
I would look at it.
contribution to your bass rig helped the band grow, right?
Well, in the live aspect of it, yeah.
Live but even in the studio. See, I think
Yeah.
I bring that up because I'm a firm believer that as a band works, right, and musicians hone themselves and sculpt themselves, it really does drastically change how the band is going to sound, usually for the better, because we're supposed to be all getting better as time goes on, right? So but yeah, so I was just wondering, like, if you thought like the difference of that Fender Rumble to the Dark Glass, do you think that changed the way you write your bass lines for your bands, or what?
Good question. I think, thinking about it, it's a 5-string now, as opposed to me playing 4-string. So, at those times, those are different times. And now with that 5th string being there, there's a lot you can do, especially in that low end. So I think there's a lot of like groove, a lot of low end rhythms.
So do you find that this might be a good, I like this question.
Yeah.
Do you find that when you played a 4-string that you had more low end in your signal, and now that you play a 5-string, do you find yourself rolling off the low end a little bit more than you used to because you're playing
Well,
low?
the Dingwall, well, here's the thing. That's a good question too. So with the Dingwall, I feel like well, the reason why I got the Dingwall is because we played in a drop tuning, right?
And that doesn't that have something Dark Glass inside it too?
Yes, as a preamp, as a dark glass preamp in it. So when you turn that thing on, it just it's booming, man. You know what I mean? What I really like about it is that the Dingwall has such like a presence. Not only does it have the low end, but like it has a distinctive sound to it. Which I'm going to tell you something. My band doesn't like. And what I mean by that is Concrete Dream. They don't like the Dingwall sound. Yeah, actually,
it's kind of fieldy. It's kind of fieldy periphery. It's got that twang. They probably want that dead string Fender P bass sound.
Yeah, and I have another bass. It's called it's a Ibanez BTB, the same one that you have. So they like that sound more over than the Dingwall. And I remember we had like a whole serious conversation about it, right? And they're like, listen, we don't like the Dingwall. We want the Ibanez BTB sound.
They just don't like it because it's yellow.
No comment.
Yeah, it comes down. So that's very funny. So
Yeah.
in this episode, we are talking about how when you get a gig for a band,
Mhm.
that you have to you have to figure out your place in the band, and you
Yeah.
have to grow with the band.
Yeah.
You have to make sacrifices, you have to make compromises.
Yeah.
We talk about that all throughout this episode, and like it's really important to sometimes bite the bullet, right? Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
pick and choose
Exactly.
your battles.
Exactly. So, I looked at it as, it's funny because
You get to now you get to have a say on the vocal mix on the next album because you're not going to play that Dingwall. That's what I'd be like. Listen, you got to put this echo on your vocals, or I'm playing this bass on this song.
nice. I'll use that. But no, I looked at it as like a compromising thing because it is a band, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, sure, why not, man? Whatever. I just want everyone to be happy. But I'll be
So
honest, man.
that stinks, huh? That stinks to spend all that money on that bass and then find out that maybe it's not the right tool for the job. So that's part of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
gear journey also is
yeah, yeah.
damn,
But,
like
but I knew I was going to use it. I for my solo shit, for like things maybe that's going to happen in the future. So I'm never going to give that away. You know what I mean?
speaking of your solo stuff, how would people find you yourself on all of the interwebs?
Find me like as far as like what
Yeah,
style.
how would someone be able to find you and see all the stuff that you do for
Oh yeah, they're gonna be. Oh, they can find me on Instagram. So it's at Alejandro underscore Mena underscore. So
you're impossible with those two underscores twice
twice. All right.
and two underscores twice.
Two underscores right between Alejandro and Mena, and then right afterwards.
Yeah, and we'll put that down below here.
There you go. There you go. So yeah. So
So all right, so with all of this, you got tons of different stuff. You do a lot of your stuff is mostly solid state so far from what I've gathered, other than that
yeah,
SVT 7 Pro that
yeah,
just did that had like a 12AX7 preamp, if I'm not mistaken, in
yeah,
there.
it does. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right. But a solid state power amp.
yeah.
So this question should be a no-brainer for you.
Yeah.
Analog or digital?
You gotta ask that question, huh?
One or the other. Because
Well,
you got lots of dark glass going on, you got lots of Sans amps going on,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you got lots of stuffs going on there.
Right. So I guess I don't know. I've been in that what is it? I've been in that electronic field, right? So that digital field. So um, I would say for now digital. Because that's part of the Concrete Dream sound is digital. Everything. I think it's like it's a new
Well,
school.
so Concrete Dream has a lot of like program stuff too, because you guys have like a trap rock.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's other than the guitars, bass, drums being there, you have the trap element, you have the hip hop element to it, you have the electronic element to it. There's like a lot of shit that goes into
You
the.
guys play with a backing track, I assume, when you play live?
Yeah, that's what we do play with a backing track.
Who runs that?
So it will be my drummer who runs that.
So that was another thing that made me want to make sure that I stuck with
Right.
the Axe Effects world.
Yeah.
After the dudes at Axe Effects were so awesome to hook me up with this thing with a good price on this thing for the Graves tours.
Right.
I've really loved the allure of the switching digitally, and so many bands I work with now all run backing tracks.
Hmm.
It's really a thing. The laptop is 100%, like Milli Vanilli got booed off the stage for having a CD skipping, and here we all have laptops. So yeah, we all have MacBook Pros while we play now, even our metal songs. Like
Yeah, I think it's
Dime be rolling. He'd be rolling in that grave if he knew what metal bands were doing now, man.
but you know, things like, you know, things change over time, man. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
do, they do. Well, having a laptop and like people don't realize like what we're really doing when we do stuff like that is like it's hard enough to have a band with 4 or 5 guys. What the laptop does is it allows to bring the CD or album quality production,
right,
not the song, right, but the quality of the production, that the producer vibe, the hard work, the blood, the sweat, and the tears, the things that we don't have all the extra hands to be able to play live that we may create. And if we had like real band members for all those elements, every band would be 3 Slipknots, you know, like
right,
there's a reason why why there was orchestras back in the day. It's because yes, it was for volume, but there were so many different instruments, you know, like the amount of instruments just was for the volume, but there was all those different elements because each instrument is a different texture. And that's what we are. We're artists who paint landscapes and we create either a safe haven or a battlefield for you to express your emotion on. And sometimes we want to paint a more in-depth picture. You know, you never look at an artist who uses a full palette of color and ask him, why didn't you paint that in black and white?
right,
Never, right?
right. It's like,
You
well,
might ask
I got
the black and white artist, why don't you paint that in color? But
right,
he'll just say, because this is what I saw, you
right,
know? And
exactly,
that's the dude in an acoustic, you know?
exactly. It's like, what kind of question is that? You know, it's like, you know, what?
Yeah, you're very much a digital guy. See, I very much was an analog guy. I did have my solid state amps and my pedals. You know, I have always had digital pedals. Um, but once I got a tubed guitar amp, my very first one, I actually bought 2 at once. I bought the Crate Blue Voodoo that you know, that's in the bottom of this rack down here. And then I also bought a PV Valve State. No, the Marshall was the Valve State. PV had their other version where it was the same deal. It was like a solid state power amp, but a
Right,
tube preamp.
yeah,
Uh, I forget what it was called, but I didn't love that. I did wind up selling that. But once I found out like what the tube amp sound was, I kind of never went back.
mm,
Um, like I never ever bought a solid state amp after that. Until these Axe effects and digital effects came out. Like I never even liked the Boss multi effects because I never really wanted to feel like I was playing a Game Boy trying to find my guitar tone, you know? And I do suffer with that because I have the Axe effects too. So it's even the green screen, like just to make me eat my own words, you know,
yeah,
but I operate with Axe Edit. So I do it on on the computer. So it's nice and colorful, but like, I don't want to feel like I'm playing Metroid when I'm trying to, set my tones. And that's what I always felt like with multi effects. Axe effects has the interface right. I don't know. I like the way they have it laid out where I can feel comfortable, but
right.
that's just out of convenience. That's because if I could, I would bring all of these amps. I'd bring all those amps everywhere if I could. But
I love
each
that
one of
triple
those is
X
like
that you have
80
in the back
pounds.
there, man. I love that triple X you got there in the back.
Oh yeah, that was given to me by a student. I have a triple X,
Nice.
Crate Blue Voodoo, the 300 watt, the 300H,
Yeah.
Ampeg SVT2 Pro. Right here's a Hughes and Kettner
Mm.
Tubemeister 5, PV 6505, and the Crate Blue Voodoo 120H on the bottom.
By the way, I used to own a 6505.
Yeah, and what happened to that?
I sold it so I can get a bass.
I once traded.
I'm still kicking my ass for it.
I traded my 1985 Monte Carlo SS
Mhm,
for a Charvel, like a $2,000 Charvel guitar.
mhm.
I later traded that Charvel for like an $800 an $800 Ibanez BTB 6-string bass. I traded a car for a guitar and then traded that guitar for the bass. And that was, and so I started playing six string, around then.
Right, right. I
Like
remember that
2009, 2008.
you had another BTB bass, right? I know it was an
I
I
had, so I had,
string, right?
I had the O negative one, right? The green one. Chuck
Right.
used to play in Darkness, and then I played it in Graves. I was playing that for a while until I did a music video with Alex, and I always used to do guitar spins, and bass spins. And the strap that I know all the tricks about strap pins pulling out and all this stuff and blah blah blah, and like that shit never happened to me. I was using this guitar strap company that was a vegan company.
Vegan.
Yeah, it was a vegan company. It's a company I work with sometimes on some stuff, and I have a bunch of their stuff, and I don't want to say anything bad about them, but the material they use that goes around the strap pin on their straps does not hold up to the amount of sweat from me live. And so when I was doing these bass spins in this music video, um, I should have known that it was going to happen because I had already been through 3 straps with this problem, but I like taped the strap on, but I like didn't do it good enough.
Okay.
And it pulled that bass was so heavy, that green one, that was heavier than these. It was twice as heavy as these BTBs that we have.
Right, right.
It was twice as heavy.
Wow.
And it ripped right through the strap and the headstock broke off.
Dude.
I still have that bass. It just sits in a case with a broken headstock. I showed pictures to the guys at Ibanez, and they were like, it's unfixable. They're like, we can cut the wings off and give you a new center section. But he's like, at that point, you might as well just get a new bass. And I was like, yeah. So I'll just I'm going to put it in a frame one day, I'm going to bolt it to a frame and put it on the wall, broken bass.
I remember that actually. I seen a picture of that, but I'm not sure where I saw that picture.
Either mine or Zach's Instagram. Zach
Yeah,
took
it was probably through some form of social media for sure.
Yeah, and that was cool because that was a 5-string bass with a 5-string BTB with a dual truss rod, where these ones we have a single truss rod. So I really like that because it, especially for a 5-string and the BTBs in such a wide neck, just having that ability to control it that much more, and prevent the twist that does happen on really fat pieces of wood,
Right.
But yeah, man. So I used to be all analog, and now I totally am in love with the digital world. It's finally starting to come to where it's almost unmistakable. Almost. You can almost can't tell the difference now.
Yeah, when manipulated correctly, right?
I used to think people were crazy when they would listen to songs and be like, dude, I can tell that is a Strat, and I can tell that that's a Les Paul. I'd always be like, dude, you're crazy. Now I'm like, dude, that's a Les Paul. Dude, that's a Strat. Dude, that's a Schecter. Like, I can hear the active pickups in that. Like, I can hear that this dude's using a Kemper and not a head. Like, I'm that guy now, but it takes all that years of developing.
Right. And being around it. Right, I get it.
Well, listen, man, I have kept you here long enough.
Okay.
I want to say thank you so very much for coming on here and answering some questions here for everyone. Those of you who follow my Patreon page, you will see this full extended interview with me and Alejandro. I totally got ployed him on here. I was like, dude, it's going to be 30 minutes, 2 hours later, whatever. But
in 2 hours?
No, it's been a while. It's been a long time. It's a little bit after 8. It's a little bit after 8. So it's almost been 2 hours, pal.
Nice, man. Nice, dude.
But this is a good look into it. This is a nice in-depth look. And I really appreciate you taking your time to talk this stuff out with me, man. Likewise,
dude. Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So make sure to follow Alejandro at Alejandro _ Mena _ and to check out his band Concrete Dream. They have an awesome song called Contagion out now. The music video is so legit. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on here, man.
Thank you, brother.
All right, and then we'll edit it right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Holly edit some stuff. She's not, she'll pick and choose what she thinks works best.
Right.
With the episode, but the whole thing, this whole thing is going to be posted on my Patreon page.
Okay, cool.
So it'll be an unlisted interview link. I'll send you the link. It'll be on YouTube, but like you won't be able to search it. You'll just like whatever.
Okay, cool, man. Cool, dude. Are you gonna post this on Instagram too, or?
Maybe I'll do some clips or something of it. Yeah, I'll do some stuff.
Okay. My band.
Yeah, it might be once I get the thing from her. I don't know. I'll figure it out. We're still piecing everything together. We don't have a super tight system yet where we're getting good like ad pieces. You know what I mean? Like clips and stuff.
Okay.
We started on it, but it's a lot of work. It's just me and her doing all this shit, and
Nice, man. Let me know if you guys need any help with that.
Yeah, right now it's just we're working on it. We wrote out scripts for 6 episodes, and it's really easy to talk.
Right.
So we're on the script for the 4th episode right now, and like we're in the 7th episode. So like some stuff now we're scripting out ideas, but we wrote out like 7 episodes that are really gonna be like 12 to 14 episodes.
Nice.
Yeah, we didn't realize how long or how it would be how easy it would be to talk about certain stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, this was awesome, man.
Good.
I usually get really like not sometimes I get excited for these things, but sometimes I get nervous,
Yeah, of course you do, man.
I think that's normal,
Yeah, it's definitely normal. The only reason why I cut it short is because we're fucking going on 2 hours here.
No, I understand. Man.
Otherwise I would have just kept going with it, and like eventually I do want to have my own podcast, my own thing where I have people on, and I plan on having like everybody on multiple times, as time goes on. We'll cycle through everything, because I don't know, I want it to be like a nice fun thing. For the whole objective is for, I don't care if it's I'm approaching this just like I approached music in the very beginning. Because music is hard, right? Once you start doing a band for business, right, you're all worried about like how many people come. But like in the beginning, when we all start, all we care about is like, do we change one life? Do we improve one life? Right. And it's really easy for that to still be there, but like all this other stuff be choking it out. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm really going on with this with Holly, is that I really just care that if we help one bass player, I don't know, figure out one shortcut.
Right.
That's it. Even though I'm a guitar player, it's really one musician, right? Because so much of the stuff is not just bass related, even though we try and keep it there.
Right.
But yeah, so that stuff's really important. So.
Dude, I want to take a picture, okay? And then I'm going to put it on social media, okay? Hold on.
I can do it right now.
All right, so ready?
Hold on, let me because I'm not in the frame here right now.
Hold on. All right. Hold on.
Oh, God damn it.
All right. Got it? Ready?
Yeah, I'm going to take one after yours.
Okay, cool. So I'm just trying to find a way. If I don't want to do it that way. Let me see. What do you think would be the best way? Maybe like that. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to try this. All right. Let me see how that came out.
Look up. I'll send you that.
Yeah, send me that. That'll be better.
Yeah, I took a screenshot of us like this.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say to you,
it's
man.
Funny. I look darker than you. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's just the lighting.
I know, dude. What do you think of this lighting on this shit?
It's awesome, dude.
What do you think of this set?
No, I love it, man. It's a great set, man.
I got to put something right here.
Right.
and then right here.
Mine's similar to yours, but they only. I mean, everything else it's not similar, but everything else over there is like all my guitar shit,
Right.
and then everything else is in the closet right now because I'm in the process of like seriously moving.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
are you
move.
moving like apartments?
Yeah, so I'm going to a 3-bedroom apartment, and I'm gonna build myself a studio, kind of like what you have over there.
Yeah, except mine is my bedroom.
Yeah, man. So,
I have a queen size bed and then my guitars.
dude, if I had it my way, it would be that way. But unfortunately, not unfortunately, but it's just my girl doesn't. I don't think my girl will like that too much. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna have my stuff there and built it, and like I need a studio space, bro. I need it. Like I need complete like I need I don't need any distractions. I need just one room dedicated to one function and one function only, and that is music. You know, dude. Honestly, I'm sorry I'm keeping you here right now.
No. Don't worry about that. No, I was just thinking and reflecting on like don't have it be just music. Have it be one space just for creating.
Right, right,
Because like all forms of art can be transformed, just like I think like any song can become any genre of music. Any poem can become a song, any song can become a painting, any painting can become a sculpture, any sculpture become a poem, and so on. You know what I mean? So like it's all interchangeable.
no, I understand. I
And like and you also have to be making videos. So it's going to be like music and videos, you know what I mean? You got to
yeah. I get what you're saying.
video is going to be key with this.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying.
I'm the worst at it. I'm gonna hopefully be doing live streams to like cut down on it because like the last thing I don't want to do any editing. Like that's where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't want to sit here for 5 hours trying to fucking figure out a goddamn new program. Like it's hard. It's a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah,
I'm doing it slowly but surely, but I'm just doing it in bite-sized pieces, you know,
yeah, man.
little by little.
Little by little. I know. I understand what you're saying. It's just, I just would like to have that for myself. But I understand what you're saying. You know what I mean?
All right, listen. I'm
Yo,
gonna go and shred some Call of Duty Black Ops.
all right, man. You enjoy that. Thank you so much for having me again. Okay.
Yeah. And thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you in a few days.
See you in a few days, brother. Take it easy.
Peace.
Peace.